at the American Graphene Summit with Executive Director of the National Graphene Association, Zina Jarrahi Cinker. Zina, thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, Lou. It's great to have you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure today. So, in 5 months, you were able to put together this spectacular star-studded lineup. Congrats.
Thank you. Yes, it was a process, but we're so happy that we have the support of the community to come together to raise the profile of graphene. We had this very unprecedented opportunity to actually be able to talk about graphene and present it at Capitol Hill. So when we were offered this platform, we just said we are going to go ahead and do it with the support of Senator Wicker. We brought the community together, and they answered our call, and they're here today.
It certainly seems that way, and a lot of the conversations I've had previous, we've heard of some of the great outcomes already. Can you just talk about today's event and some of the things that we've heard are already happening because of gathering the stakeholders together?
We had great conversation about standards and environmental health and safety, and those are some of those issues that we need the whole stakeholder community to actually sit around one table and have some of those conversations. The outcome is that it creates that momentum that we need to take those next steps. The other side of it, we had some exciting announcement. We had the exciting announcement with Ceylon Graphene Technologies and NGA with the subsidiary company that is going to be formed in the U.S., which is going to be addressing some of the supply issues that we've had, also some of those transitional issues that we have with the integration of graphene in some of those technologies and industries. And also we had a lot of the stakeholders coming up there and talking about now their products. A few years ago, as you were part of the summit that we had the first time 2 or 3 years ago, we were hearing people talk about material. Now we're coming here, people are talking about golf balls, they're talking about the asphalt, they're talking about products that are enabled by graphene. So it's great change to see in a matter of 2 or 3 years, the community coming so far. It's very exciting.
And one of the things that's come up quite a bit today is that market moving from a push to a pull, and really seeing that momentum and the pendulum swinging to tangible products, as you mentioned, from academia and research and kind of progressing. But it's still important to bring together all those stakeholders. So can you talk about ways that the NGA is continuing to focus on serving all their different stakeholders?
We have a few different categories of membership, and we have membership categories for graphene suppliers, for those end user industries who want to come in and want to have more of an access to the supply chain, and also an ecosystem. It's not just graphene supply companies. A lot of the end user industries want to know what's the status of standards, where do we stand with the regulatory aspects and landscape of graphene. So we have these different membership categories to address some of those needs, and that's how we serve the community. We bring them together, we solve some of those problems together, and we create this ecosystem that enables us to facilitate and expedite the commercialization of graphene.
Excellent. So one of the most important aspects, I think, of these 2 days is actually that we're involving the support of the U.S. government. So can you talk a little bit, not only first maybe addressing where the United States stands within the graphene industry, but what does it mean to have the support of some of these major stakeholders from a federal government perspective?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, I wish I could say the U.S. is ahead. Unfortunately, that's not the answer. U.S. actually quite behind, and that's one of the reasons why we are in Washington, D.C. today. We do need the support of the government, such as the European Commission, for example, putting €1 billion behind graphene flagship. China, the central government, putting billions and billions of dollars in graphene technology parks and industry parks. We need a similar scale support from the government to see that push for graphene to be integrated in American products and American manufacturing. But for us to be able to do that, we need to do a good deal of advocacy, lobbying. We need to make sure that our policymakers know what graphene is or what its future and potential is. At the same time, we need to present a unified image with the whole of the graphene community. And this was the purpose of this meeting today, is that we go to Capitol Hill and we say, okay, graphene is important. Graphene, there's so much potential in graphene. Everybody is doing something in graphene. Those are my words. How about I bring this community all together, this international group of people who are doing this. The movers and shakers in the industry are coming together right now. And when we go to Capitol Hill with this critical mass of expertise, we can say, look, these are not just our words. This is what is happening in the rest of the world with graphene. These are the activities. And that delivers the message. It delivers the message where we are with the global development of graphene, and where do we need to go, and where do we need to aspire to go with the U.S. development.
So when we bring that unified message to Capitol Hill, what do you expect are some immediate or maybe near future outcomes that could come out of all this?
We are really hoping that we would be able to get a graphene center for the United States, a government-funded graphene center, which is not going to be only on, this is not, what we are envisioning, what we are proposing is not a research center. It is a hybrid center that enables a transition of the graphene and nanomaterial from the lab to the industry, and works closely with that ecosystem that I just talked about, with the standard bodies, with the environmental health and safety issues, with the suppliers, with the researchers, with the investors, with the government agencies, brings everybody around one table, and we have that central center that can actually take care of some of these issues that we have, take care of some of those challenges that we have. And we really do need a unified image for us, for everything. We saw this momentum with Graphene Flagship. We need something like that. We don't need €1 billion, probably. It would be great to get €1 billion or $1 billion, but we're probably not going to be getting any scale close to that. But getting some in, let's say, a few $1 million to $100 million would be a very good range for us to get government funding, so that we can get this off the ground and get this started and create U.S. competitiveness. This is the most important thing I always say. We are behind, and we need to create U.S. competitiveness. And with that, we can bring the global community together to create that U.S. competitiveness. And our members are behind this, which is the amazing thing.
It's very exciting.
It is exciting to me as well.
Thanks, Zina.
Thank you so much, Luke.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And I want to also say that I really want to thank Luke for being here today. It's our business innovation liaison, doing a fantastic job here. Thank you so much, Luke.
Thanks.
Well, how was it?
So many people have